Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday the 22nd of May 2015. And starting off in yesterday's recorded 5-minute chart, you can see the market opening here, moving lower as it's done for the last week or two. Then the buying coming in, then some selling, further selling, and then this disappears here as the market waits for the economic news at 3 p.m, which was the PPI figures, if I recall. Let's just have a quick look and bring this in so you can see it. So we had at existing home sales and the fully fed figures yesterday, not the PPI, and you can see both of these very, very poor, missing the target quite considerably. And when you look back at the previous as well, you can see that the economic news isn't good coming out of the US at the moment. That said, the market moved higher. This is obviously to draw people into the upside. You can see that the volume disappeared in this second bar as the market traded up to the 18,300 and ran out of steam. This already is a clue that things aren't too good, and there's nothing to move the market to the upside. You've also got the prospect of Yellen, Carney and Draghi speaking today as well, so that would have been hanging over the market as well. So for the next 15-20 minutes, you see in the market just stuck in a sideways range again. That's also a clue that no volume. This market doesn't want to do anything. It's already telling us for the first hour or more that the market is not interested in moving today. So prices get stuck in a sideways range. We get the potential sell signal there, an increase in volume, but notice how low the volume is here. It's just vanished out of the chart. So we then get a potential buy, but we've already got the bad news in the background. We see the market trying to move higher. The two previous signals disappear. Again, this is because the market is sideways. We're in a very tight range now of about 15 points for this market, and that's before we actually hit the quiet time as well. So the market going up to the 18,300, trying to drive through with some new buying. The problem is there's no follow through. Again, immediately the volume drops off, the traders go off for their afternoon break and lunch. So you can see there the market coming back. We've got a potential buy signal, then the market coming back below the 18,300. We've got a potential sell signal there with the triple X having already been filled on the PTP and the PTI there. So price is coming back, and this one going out for a 26-point loss. But we are trading in the quiet time. We've already been quiet beforehand, so we really can't expect a lot more. There's no more news to move the market, and again we're stuck in that sideways range again, and it's just pointless. And the reason for this, if apart from the bad economic news, is what I've already said. This market was waiting, or is waiting, for Yellen to speak today. It has absolutely no idea on direction other than the upside at the moment. They're keeping this market on the highs even though the economic news is bad. It's waiting to see if Yellen is going to or what her thoughts are with regards to interest rates. And I can tell you now, with the economic news that's coming out like that, there is no way that interest rates can go up, and this is going to move the market higher should she actually confirm that. So having come back up now, again we've got a range of around 15 points. Desperately quiet, the market just trading on that 18,300. The line being used more like a magnet than anything else. This is later on in the session. I just cleared off and left it because there was absolutely no point in being at the desk when it's like this. It will drive you crazy. We get some more buying coming in, but it's not exactly buying. It's only because the averages have been low that we get this potential green bar. Market closing back above the 18,300, but you can see how desperately low the volume was for yesterday. That signal cancelled. Then there's a potential short, this one being filled, but this takes us back to the support over on the left. And again, when there are not many participants in the market, this can soon be turned around and brought back up, which is what you're seeing there. And then back up to the 18,300. The market not closing above, and of course the stop being just before this, which is a dangerous place to have a stop because the market's likely to attack it, which it did. And then we see the market go through and then attempt to move higher, but that one failing. A PTI is then indicated, only 5 point range in this one, that's how quiet it is. And you'll see the market moving to the stop price first and then the entry price, and it isn't marked up because it doesn't actually meet the criteria to actually be marked up there. So a fairly biggish range bar for this one. You've got a PTP, a XXX and a PTI on this one. Prices start to move down. This is an hour before the end of the session as well, and prices just managed to make 6 points on this trade before again support, right at support, before you see prices then find support once more and start to reverse. This is a very tight range bound market for yesterday afternoon, and like I say, I decided to leave after the first hour because the market was so quiet. Came back and had a look later on, and it was still desperately quiet. And again, that's because the market's waiting for today's news, and they're seeing prices move up. And this one's at 20 to 9, 20 minutes before the market closed. So not a very good day, but the reasons behind that, and that's one important thing, is knowing why the market was support, is because it's waiting for Yellen's comments, which will be out later this evening. Right, let's have a look at the daily chart, see how things look in the bigger picture. So in the daily chart you can see prices stuck in this sideways range, 18,364 the all-time high, which you already know. So again, it's just a matter of what the market's going to do today. The volume dropping off, no doubts about that, as the market's moved higher, so there's an inverse relationship there. In the news, you already know the market's waiting for Draghi is going to speak at 2:30, Khan is going to speak at 2:30, and then Yellen at 6 p.m. So today may be a write-off because this isn't going to allow us to get in the markets only in between Carney finishing and Yellen speaking at 6, but I would expect the market to go very quiet then, because the star performer today the market's waiting for is Yellen, but they will certainly use what Carney and Draghi have got to say as well. So this is the first time I've ever seen this, where we've got a trio of central bankers actually speaking, so it'll be interesting to see how this one actually pans out from 2:30 p.m. And finally, in the implied volatility, 1123, we saw an increase during Wednesday's session from 10.95 and then back down to 10.85 during yesterday. So a fairly quiet implied volatility, looking for something to shake it out of this sideways range as well. Okay, that's it from me today. A different sort of day, an unprecedented day actually. Like I say, this trio of speakers, no idea what the market's going to do, because I've no idea of the content of the speeches. I have no doubts that though they will be trying to make them very bullish indeed to send the market higher to keep the illusion alive. That's a certain fact. But any hint from Yellen about interest rates will put some downside pressure on this market. And of course we are in the sell in May, go away type of seasonal pattern as well, which generally does see the market move sideways to lower. But again, it's all conjecture at this point. Right, see you in Monday's edition of the Market Alert. Have a good weekend, and as ever, thank you for your support and also for watching. See you in the next one.